Guys, I'm glad to see you on our YouTube channel. After my investigation of Luna 2.0, I found a lot of interesting facts. Today I'll tell you how management of the project has been lying to us, what's wrong with the airdrop, and why the new Luna is evil. In addition, we will talk about what's happening with the project now and the next token price action. Let's get started. Terra remained the focus of the majority of headlines throughout May for its spiral collapse, leading to a loss of over $40 billion in investors' money. To understand the whole point of what is happening, we're gonna start from the moment when Luna was in the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We all know that there are several stories and assumptions why the token dropped almost to zero. There was some talk about the fraud of the project itself, cheating by a hacker, as well as the unexpected situation. If you go online, you can find many more such assumptions. We won't dwell on this too much, but what do we have as a result? Users lost all their money, and Terraform Labs did absolutely nothing substantive to help their community get their money back. I'm talking about a general investigation now, not a few proposed plans from the founder, which are also quite questionable. Basically, the project took the following position: it's not our fault, but we want to help you get your money back. So let's forget about what happened and start afresh. To be honest, I don't really like that. Anyway, let's move on to the next point. Against the backdrop of UST losing its peg to the US dollar, stablecoin went down, pulling Luna with it. The native token Terra was involved in the Terra USD rate adjustment. After the unsuccessful attempt to receive Terra USD and LUNA through the infusion of additional funding into the project, the developers decided to launch a second version of the network, which received about 65% of the votes. The original Terra was renamed Terra Classic. The Luna ticker was changed to Luna Classic. Does anyone still remember this blockchain? I highly doubt it, because many retail investors have focused their attention on the airdrop of the new coin. But it's even worse there. I'll tell you about that in a moment, but for now, let's get back to Luna Classic. Terra Classic USD stablecoin and Terra Classic exchange rates are still close to zero. In fact, the project is already dead, and there is no hope for any comeback. If you're still deluding yourself that the project could somehow revive, just look at this chart. No words are needed here. One only feels pain of investors who've lost all their money. Moreover, there is no information about what's gonna happen with the current network. It was just renamed to Terra Classic, and what happens next is entirely unknown. Perhaps this chart is also worth looking at to remember the lesson forever. Firstly, you should not think about profits, but about saving your money. Warren Buffett once said, "The first rule of investment is don't lose your money, and the second rule of investment is don't forget the first rule." I mean, you could tell me that Luna distributed new tokens to rectify the situation, and this is where we seamlessly move on to the third point, the airdrop. In the meantime, you have a few seconds to give this video a thumbs up. Of course, if you like it when I do investigations like this, and share my thoughts with you. To celebrate the launch of Terra 2.0, the project developers organized an airdrop. Many participants received the first shipment of new Luna tokens on May 28th, because the conditions of coin distribution were coordinated in advance. It turns out that even if you've already suffered and wanted to sell the entire amount received at the market price and leave the project forever, you simply won't be allowed to do so. And what you will get after some time may also be worth absolutely nothing. Although the vesting period is standard, because many projects follow such a plan of action, but in case of Luna 2.0, which must first compensate for community losses, it doesn't seem like a good solution. Not so much for the project as for the victims. Many exchanges and some well-known personalities supported the project and their airdrop, although there was enough controversy about the listing of the coin. Kraken CEO Jesse Powell also defended listing Luna, saying it's the community's demand. However, he did not mention that the listing doesn't necessarily equal an endorsement for the controversial token. In addition, according to members of the crypto community, the amount of coins they received in their wallets does not correspond to their losses. For example, a crypto investor under the nickname AshWSB complains that he lost $300,000 in Luna, but recently he received just $59 in compensation. In addition, there was also information from an official source that there was an error in distribution, and many retail investors did not receive their tokens in full. I did some digging on the internet on this topic and found that some users did not receive anything. Under Terra's post, a Twitter user also wrote about this. There are entire groups with a similar problem now, but it's worth noting that the project team promised to solve the unfair distribution of tokens. In general, everything is not as simple as it may seem. The Terra Luna story is still an extremely risky bet. Of course, this is not financial advice because only you make the decisions, but you should definitely be cautious. How does Terra 2.0 feel? That's a good question. Even though the new token continues to fight for life, many cryptocurrency community members do not take the developers' attempt to restart the project seriously. The situation around Terra has given rise to numerous jokes. The new airdrop token started trading across multiple crypto exchanges on May 28th. However, as warned by many, the new token showed very high price volatility on the very first day of the relaunch, dropping by over 70%. Many investors who received the new Luna started selling as soon as they got it, showing a lack of confidence in the new ecosystem. Luna was listed for $18.85 on the relaunch day, but subsequently plummeted to $4.39 before recovering half of its losses a day before the Binance listing. I mean, it's difficult to predict the value of the new Luna token in the future. Maybe some funds will support the project, or perhaps no one will. It's only known that many DeFi protocols are ready to switch to the updated blockchain and thus form the initial value of the blockchain. Besides, it's only up to you whether to hold Luna 2.0 coins or to partially flush them. Here we should also consider Bitcoin's bear market and the fact that if the main cryptocurrency goes lower, all other altcoins will plummet by many more %. So diversify your portfolio and watch our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.